What's going on, guys? So I'm here in the streets of Toronto. We have a brand new Fuji X Pro 3, and I'm going to talk about this camera. Just go out and shoot with it, give you some early impressions, and really just talk about, how I think.
What the? Yo, who's? What are you doing here?
Wait a minute, hold on. What is in your hand, sir?
Oh, it's just the new Fuji X Pro 3 that just got released today.
Oh, let me see this.
Wait, what is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! Is this what you? This is what you switched? This is the new. This is a Leica M10P.
Yeah, feel free. All right.
Okay, so I was gonna do an X Pro video, but I kind of want to. Can I try that?
Yeah, let's switch.
And if you don't mind, like.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm in it.
All right.
I'll take this.
Okay.
You take this.
All right.
And then we'll be on our merry way. Here.
All right. There you go. Awesome. There you go,
sir.
There you go.
All
Okay.
yours.
So I'm gonna shoot with this. You don't get this often. So yeah, let's go see what this can do.
Let's go see. Hey, good seeing you.
Let me actually. Alright, hold on. Alright. So I know you've been waiting for this. I got something. I think you know what it is.
Let's see.
I think you know what it is.
Boy. Oh my God. Whew. Would you look at that? Where's the screen?
You're gonna attract a lot of trolls, my friend. I don't think you're allowed to like this camera.
I'm an internet troll myself. That's what I do in my my time off.
We're gonna play with this thing. First impressions, right off the bat.
First impressions, immediately, it feels very comfortable and familiar, and I like that. The paint feels a little bit different to me, and there's this little kind of shaved line here that didn't used to exist. Those are the immediate things that I notice. I actually love the profile of this camera because there's no markings whatsoever. I kind of really like that. There's like no white markings on this camera, so it's like really pretty. But it feels good. And then also, bonus, shutter. Sounds great if it would focus. Inspire. Boom. Yeah, and I'm loving this display, and I need to figure out if I can actually make this brighter. Can't make it brighter. All right, well, let's dig in.
So this display, it's a non-backlit display.
Okay.
That's why it's always on. Right?
So
they just have this
that's
non-backlit.
just it.
Yeah.
You never. So in a dark room, you have no clue.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's so funny because I keep hitting buttons, staring at this patch like something is gonna happen. I'm like tapping all this stuff, and I'm like, Okay, so flip down. Already, I'm noticing I'm in classic negative, and my God, do these colors look so good, dude. Like the fall off on the table, this light fall off, and the blues that it's picking up in the metal, and the warm tones. I mean, this is just. Might make me go back to shooting JPEG. Wow,
I don't know if you're allowed to shoot JPEGs anymore. Aren't you only supposed to shoot RAW? Isn't that what the internet...
That's what the internet tells you, but I'll tell you what, if you want these colors, you're probably not going to be able to edit this nicely. So do yourself a favor, shoot both. I shoot both if I really love the colors of something. Like one thing I've noticed with my Leica is that like my black and white preset that I created does not look nearly as good as what comes straight out of this camera. So on occasion, I'll post a JPEG. Kill me. I'm really excited about the classic negative coloring because that's something that everybody loves, right? That's like such a beautiful classic rendering. Obviously it's in the title, but like we edit to achieve this look, right? So if I can just get the look, I'm just gonna shoot the look, you know what I mean?
All right.
Okay,
What are you
going
looking
through
at right
these
now?
settings right now, and it's kind of like trying to familiarize myself with it. I haven't not used the Fuji in so long, but like it feels a little foreign to go through this and set it up because they've changed some things around, and obviously there's some more in-depth settings here that are pretty cool. Like for one, the grain effect, you have a ton of control on that. I actually like that, so you can do weak or strong, and then the size of the grain effect. I like a little bit of grain, so I'm going to put it on weak and small. I'm going to take off the color chrome effect completely because I just want to see what classic negative is doing. I tend to add a lot of grain or some grain to almost all of my images in post, but whenever I'm trying out a new camera, I love to just let the JPEGs speak for themselves. I just want to show you guys exactly what this camera is doing and what it's capable of without me touching it. So we're going to just set up my own thing and show you what's capable from here straight to posting. color Chrome Effects Blue. I have no clue what that is. I'm gonna turn that off. It's a brand new setting. Oh, tonal curves. Wow, this is an interesting curve you got in here, Gajan.
Feeling frisky. Feeling a little frisky.
Let's see. Okay.
And this gave you a visual representation. Yeah. When we were talking about this, I was hoping for like a 5-point curve.
Yes.
Where you can go in and control all 5
points. Just a little bit more.
I'm hoping they bring that in an update, but
what else? Color. I like desaturated, so I'm gonna do a -1 on that. Sharpness, I like to put that up. Noise reduction, I just turn that all the way off.
Tell me why you turn noise reduction off.
So I turned noise reduction all the way off, and this sounds a little ridiculous because I'm saying something that is it contradicts what I just said, but I don't want the camera to process too much of the image, right? I want the skin and the grain to have the full effect on the camera as opposed to the noise reduction, trying to smooth any of that out, getting some weird artifacts or weird skin. Because basically you're telling the camera to add grain, but you're also telling the camera to smooth out grain. So those two things will oppose each other and it doesn't work. The camera might do something funky, so I would just prefer to turn that off. But I think we're in business here. I think I'm ready to shoot. The only thing I need to change now is I'm gonna hold on the back button. If this worked, this used to work on the X Pro 2, so it still works on the X Pro 3. This is a quick way to set your buttons up. And I'm gonna go in here and change that one button they have from white balance to my autofocus mode. Because to me, that's the most important mode when you're shooting on the street with a camera that can autofocus. So basically what I'll do is if I'm running and gunning, I'm gonna hit this button and I'm gonna switch it to zone. And I'm gonna make that just a little bit bigger right in the center of my frame. So if somebody walks in there, I can just grab it real quick, no problem. So I think we're ready to shoot. It's nice. Nice colors. I hit play, I'm still looking at the screen.
Okay.
Digging that. That's a keeper.
He's asking him for a picture. He's asking for a picture. I don't want to record. So I don't want to record this just in case it makes it seem like a bigger production than it is and the guy says no. I think he said no. Oh, that's unfortunate. Come on, Canada. Does that guy even know who Stock Easy is? Does he even know this guy? Oh my god. Come on now.
That's a good one. I can't let that go. He was so dusty.
Oh, he said yes!
Yeah. I was like, those colors are gonna look too good.
Oh my god.
Had to.
We were over here and I was just kind of narrating and I thought he was gonna say no. I didn't even notice you take a picture. You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, he said no. He said he hates photos, but I was like, come on, man, look at this. You look like you just came from the past, all the dust on him and all that. Yeah. I had to get the photo. He was cool about it. Works.
There you go.
I wish I would have shot a little more shallow. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me right now?
What is this? Sid, what is this?
Stuck outside?
No, I was looking at you.
You look like a little street dweller just now. Hi.
Guys, this is not a random person. You're just kissing on the street, by the way. They know each other. Good to see you again.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's you.
That's me. Oh, is this the new camera?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Hasn't even been. Can I hold it?
No.
Oh, this is nice. I like this.
Give us your 10-second review right now.
It's great. You should get it.
Wow.
Done. Done. Internet is gonna go bananas now. Internet is gonna.
Just to be in a different city and like run into my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
All right. So listen, X Pro 3 has come out. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but people are a little political about this thing. Okay. People are a little upset about how the screen is set up.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Give me your 2 cents.
I will say it's catching me off guard a lot. I keep hitting play and staring at the back of this display like something's gonna happen. So it's taking me a moment to get used to it and register my brain around it. But the reality is that like, I'm out here shooting, I shouldn't be checking every single shot. The newness of the camera is what's tripping me up because I want to see how these images are being rendered, the classic negative. So in this moment, I want to screen because I want to see the new colors and how this camera's rendering. But in a couple of weeks, I won't care. So yeah, that's my hot take.
Hey, while you're here, do you know about Toronto legend Frank Leo the Lion?
Frank Leo the Lion.
Listen, man, if you don't know about Leo the Lion, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I
He's
don't know this guy.
Toronto legend right here.
I think I should know him, to be honest. Look at that. 3 buttons undone. The guy's a maniac. I feel like there's like a little bit of a half a second delay, and it's probably because I've been so used to shooting manual focus for so long now that my brain expects as soon as I hit the button for the camera to fire. And I'm having a moment now where I'm realizing that, yeah, everybody says manual focus, if you get used to it, it's much faster than autofocus. And the reality is that it is. If I switch this to manual and I hit the button, it's gonna fire immediately. But now I'm relying on that phase detection autofocus, and it takes a half a second, so I'm catching myself in a moment where people are a step past where I wanted the photo. Something I gotta get used to. Or if Fuji would like to put a focus tab on these and make hard stops on the focus system, I'd be into that.
Tell him. Tell him.
Closed a little.
That is a gem.
Yeah, but I wanted to spray everybody at the bus stop and see everybody get some.
Do it.
Let's see.
So you see this, like, working the space. You know, just because you got a gem doesn't mean you can't go back and work the space. Work the space. So down a bit. There it is. Okay.
I actually keep finding myself getting a little tripped up trying to go through the menu here and looking at the screen. And on something like this with the Leica M10P, it's super easy to do it because there really isn't that many settings. You can't do too much to the camera. But for something like this with the EVF, constantly tweaking my settings is getting really difficult without a screen. So maybe it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Shake you do in your videos. That's like your signature.
That's my thing. All right, so
Pronunciation. Here we go.
all right, so we just wrapped up this little crossover test. We're here in the middle of Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto, the poor man's Times Square, as I like to call it. He definitely has to come back to Toronto. So first, you got time with the X Pro 3, okay? Tell us, what do you think about this thing?
I got some crazy mixed feelings, but I think I kind of need to ruminate on it a little bit. I got to percolate it, all the ideas in my mind, because I'm not really sure how I feel. I love it. So far, looking at the back of the screen, I'm loving this classic negative styling, but I want to get it on my computer and really look at the files and play around with them a little bit. And then, you know, I can do a little wrap up about how I fully feel about it. But right now, I mean, it's a beautiful camera. I feel at home using it.
What about the ergonomics? Because again, you've been spending a lot of time with Leica, film and digital.
Yeah.
What about the ergonomics? Because it is significantly lighter than an M10P, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know, it feels, again, yes, it feels lighter. It feels nice to have this grip, and this lens feels bigger. And you know what I mean? Like now that I'm thinking about it after using the M10P for so long, but again, this feels just like the X Pro 2, so I feel right at home. It took me a couple of seconds to like set up the camera, not having a proper screen for the menu, but these are all things you get used to really quickly.
Right.
And you flip it down and you do have a screen, so that's the reality. Just spoiled. But how about you? Let me hold this camera and ask you.
Okay, all right.
So this is your first time shooting a Leica M10?
Yeah, like I've held
Or Leica,
Leicas.
digital.
I've touched Leicas.
Yeah.
I've held them. I've never shot with them. So, and my goodness, like I didn't want to like it. I didn't want to like it, right? And you always hear these arguments about full frame and APS-C, and people, if you watch my channel, you know, APS-C, I always say it comes back to technique. You know, really, truly. There's something different that they're doing. There's something different that they're doing. The look is not, it's not just full frame, you know, and we talked about this. There's no in-body stabilization, but we're going down to 1/8 of a second, 1/15 of a second, and getting sharp images.
Yeah.
And it took me a while, you know, and you'll see in the GoPro footage, it took me a while to get used to it. I'm gonna go through and look at the shots. But once you start learning how to focus with this lens, it is a muscle. You practice, you develop it, and then like you said, to have that distance scale, and you know that throw is only about like maybe 100 degrees to go between like infinity and like a foot.
Absolutely.
Once you learn that, it's game over.
So you're feeling the magic of the Leica, of the red dot, I should say.
Listen, I'm not going to be investing in a Leica simply because my funds can't allow it, but I will say that if...
You can lust.
I will lust, and maybe these YouTube checks come in someday, and you never know. But I will say that it is not just hype. Like, it's not just hype.
Absolutely.
There is a special reason why. Does everyone need one? Absolutely not. It's not a need, it's just a want. The experience is just nice.
You can get it done with anything, but the reality is that when you use this, the simplicity that comes with it, the fact that you don't have to think about anything but shooting, it's an incredible luxury when you're outside in the streets.
Exactly. All right, guys, we're gonna go and just look at the files. Let's dissect the files, and we'll talk to you soon.
And we'll catch you on both of our respective channels, and we'll do a little wrap up. So peace, guys.
Done.